we're here along 135 northbound. If you take a look right behind me here, you can see that bus that caught on fire. Stacey, this is still a very active scene. You can see the police car in this area here blocked off. We found out that the Lompoc Valley Medical Center did pass their inspection and is in full compliance. That means people with Medicaid, Medi-Cal, and Medicare will all be able to come here and get treatment. Now, the CEO tells us he expected this clean bill of health. Trailer Barn isn't the only target. Just across the street here from me, the business manager telling us someone broke in and stole thousands of dollars of equipment. Hillsides like this are all burned and full of ash, but fire officials say they won't always stay this way. Now, you might think distracted driving is only people who are on their cell phones, but officers say it's anything that can distract you from keeping your eyes on the road. That can include eating and even putting on makeup. Melissa, getting behind the wheel means focusing on your mirrors, what's in front of you and behind you. Now, I tagged along for a driving lesson today. We're gonna try to go down this ride. You guys ready? All right, let's go. Woo! Woo! Live in Santa Maria, I'm Valdes. Michael Giles' sister says he was the glue that held their family together. Now, just behind me here, you can see a memorial in his honor where he was shot and killed. She says the DA's report does not accurately portray her brother and says she still has a lot of questions.
Our whole family misses him, and you know, we live every day now without him, and everyone else just goes on with their lives, but we've all lost a part of us.
For the Giles family, the last 6 months are some of the toughest they've lived.
It's been a living nightmare, honestly.
Finding comfort in family and friends, Liana Giles says her family is still seeking justice months after her brother Michael Giles was shot and killed by Lompoc police.
I feel like they're painting a picture to make my brother seem one way when he wasn't.
She's talking about this 19-page report by the Santa Barbara County District Attorney, calling the death of Giles last November a justifiable homicide.
The evidence showed that Corporal Scott gave numerous commands to the suspect to drop the knife, and in response, the suspect stood up and lunged at Corporal Scott.
That's when Corporal Charles Scott shot Giles twice. The report saying the circumstances created a reasonable fear of death or great bodily injury in the mind of Corporal Scott. The family's attorney, Michael Carrillo, agreed to an interview via Skype, saying the report discredits who Giles really was.
It's pretty clear. Within a minute and a half of him arriving, he used lethal force on Michael Giles.
Lompoc Police Chief Pat Walsh calls Giles' death a tragedy for everyone involved, saying the DA's report is thorough. He says he asked the sheriff's office to investigate this shooting in efforts of being transparent.
I feel like if there was more time put into it, maybe they could have prevented his death.
And as for Corporal Scott, the police chief tells me he was back to full duty a few weeks after the shooting. Now, the family's attorney tells me the next step would be to file a lawsuit. Live in Lompoc, Amanda Valdes at KCOY 12 Central Coast News. John, take a look at this area here around me, right where I'm standing 2 months ago. This didn't exist. Now, if I move the camera here to the side, you're able to see this area here. This was all eroded because of the rain. This leads down here to the Atascadero Creek. And now the family who lives inside of this home, they say they're grateful they'll be able to go back in.
Give me a big wet kiss, but you're taller than I am.
Right there. They saved my home. Like I said, my wife and I sat in the evening sun last night thinking about the fact that we got our home back.
This is the moment John Shadak thought he would never see. His home was in jeopardy of falling into the Atascadero Creek, but not anymore.
I didn't believe it. They said they could do it, and I didn't believe it. I saw how bad it was.
2 months ago, this is what the foundation here looked like. Heavy rain created large cracks leading to his home, eroding a part of the ground away.
There was nothing here where you're standing. That was all 75 feet into a whirlpool.
Shadak describes what happened next as a miracle.
Thank you very much what you've done.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
I can't thank you enough.
Michael and I got together and were talking and said, let's just go over there and fix it. It's the right thing to do. It's a community thing to do.
And that's what Leonard Sutherland helped to do. Fix the problem for free by lining up boulders along the creek's waterline and helping to stabilize this again. Shadak says there aren't enough words to describe what this means to him.
You just can't describe it. I mean, I will be really satisfied when I lay in my own bed in the darkness and say, I'm home.
Gotta trade your cowboy hat for the graduation one.
Took me 63 years to get it, so I should guess I appreciate it.
It's the day Billy Evans has thought about his whole life.
But I'm missing my high school diploma.
Like most people at important occasions, he's nervous.
My heart's beating 100 miles an hour.
The 30-year Army vet left high school when he was only 16 years old.
The Army is my home, and I'd spend 50 years if they'd let me.
Putting his education on temporary hold to fight for our country. He thought this day would just be routine.
I thought I was going to come here, go in the principal's office, he was going to shake my hand and hand me a diploma, and I was going to go home.
But that's not quite how things went.
Mr. Billy Joe Evans to receive his honorary high school diploma. Mr. Evans.
He's fought in 2 wars and has earned 3 college diplomas. But for Evans, holding a high school diploma in his hands is everything.
Oh, thank you. Thrilled to death.
He admits all of the pomp and circumstance is not something he's used to.
I can't thank you enough, and I love every one of you. Lompok's my home.
All of the years of waiting and hoping for this moment finally arrived. Evans couldn't hold back the tears, neither could the crowd.
It hit me and many others.
On behalf of the United States Army, we want to present him a flag.
What an honor it is to get an American flag that I fought for.
I'm just amazed that all of this could have been accomplished.
Evans' lifelong friend Edna Oates teamed up with the school to help make this day happen, knowing how much this would mean to him.
It was such an honor to me, I almost cried.
At Billy Evans High School graduation in Lompoc, Amanda Valdes, KCOY 12 Central Coast News.